Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Give me 1 second. I'm looking at some settings right now. Give me 1 second. Hello, Reaper. What's up? Okay. So, today we're going to finish. Well, let me not say finish. We're going to attempt to finish this panel for Volume 2, Chapter 4, page 31. Um, I'm probably gonna stream not super long, probably like 30 minutes or like 40 minutes or something. So, yeah, let's just get into it. I hope everyone is having a good Friday, TGIF, because man, this week has been something. Let me label these layers. See, I don't label my layers, and that's where I be having a problem. Just call them MM. Inhuman. I'm sorry to hear that. But it is hot. I ain't gonna lie, it is hot outside over here too. It actually just got done raining not too long ago, but I think it's gonna start back because I was hearing like a lot of thunder and stuff. All right, let's do this. So I'm gonna be drawing Shin's sword, and I gotta draw his little shoe here. How am I gonna do this? Sometimes I be in my head too much about this stuff. It's too much. And then I forget I have a way to do it. And you can barely see it. But that's fine because I could just go over it. Hey, question, what is it you want to say with Radiant Lotus? That's a very good question. Um, the main thing I really want to convey with the story is it's a lot of things, but the main one is mental health and the human psyche of how trauma can like literally form a person and form like the decisions and stuff that they make and do and you know and also in a sense like resilience and stuff because a lot of things in the story that I'm not gonna talk right now about because it's gonna spoil stuff, so I gotta be wary of that. But um I just want to tell this story so people, whoever is struggling with something out there or whatever, like one of my characters probably can help them because a lot of these characters And this story has a lot of fucked up shit that happened to him. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. And like some stuff, it happened. It was kind of bad, and it kind of turned them from the worst. And some others, they learned from certain stuff and just grew from it and stuff. So it's always something, I guess, positive in something, regardless if it's like something dark or negative. So yeah, I hope I was able to answer your question. That was a very good question. See, when I have to do lines like this, I tend to shake when I do my line art. So if I have to like go silent for a little bit, that's why. So give me 1 second. It's okay. The line's kind of dark, but I'm gonna have to go over the lines anyway. Mm, let's do that instead. I feel like that is so uneven. What part uneven? I'm looking at the katana like up close, and yeah, I gotta zoom in, but I fixed it a little bit. I was talking about this part right here, but I can fix it later. I ain't worried about it. I know it looks flat now, but when I do the the uh the color, I'm not color, shoot. When I add the black and stuff to it, it's all gonna come together. 1 second, y'all. What was I doing? Okay, I already did it. Hold on. I'm just doing it. Wait. Hold on. I didn't even know you was even chatting. I have a funny idea. Chalk it up to motion and just make them swing. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna do. Okay, boom. Hey, what is the current chapter you're working on? I'm working on chapter 4. Ron, can you make me a mind so I can ban these bots? Give me. I'm probably gonna have to do that later because I'm not on like Twitch per se. I'm on this application called Restream or whatever the case, so I can stream on like a lot of platforms. For a person who isn't an artist, I must think like one. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure, not pretty sure I know that you can really draw and create something. Anybody can, honestly. You really don't have to be quote unquote talented to draw. Like drawing to me is just a skill. It's something that you just, do and just practice over time, literally. Because the way I used to draw before, I just, just, I guess I took it seriously. And boom, look at me now. Because the art back then I used to do, like before I used to post on social media, to as if I ever find a picture, I'm gonna post it so you guys can see. I wish I can find some old like comics I used to make actually as a kid. And that's something that I remember back then. I used to never keep up with a lot of my art for real. Cause I remember I used to make a lot of comics back then when I was in school. I used to get the school printer paper. This our teacher, she would let us use the printer paper for almost anything. She didn't care. So I used to get the printer paper. I used to fold it like a book and just go from there and just create. What's the power system of Radiant Lotus? So, the power system of Radiant Lotus is Lotus energy. And for one to acquire Lotus energy, it's random. It can happen at any time, right? A lotus flower that is it's very unique. It's different. It comes in all different type of forms and stuff like that. So hypothetically speaking, let's just say right now, a fire lotus appeared before me or whatever it is, right? If my mental and my emotional state is kind of unstable, this is gonna latch on to you regardless because you have that like natural life energy and stuff. So once it's latched onto you and trying to merge within you and things like that, if your mental or your emotional state is messed up, it depends on how severe it is. You either are gonna die instantly and turn into a lotus husk, which is a whole completely different thing that I can explain later, or in some cases, it's gonna merge within you and you're gonna be perfectly fine. You're gonna have lotus energy and stuff like that, but the only way you can use it is if, you know, your emotional state or whatever is corrupted or messed up, and boom, you can go from there. Or let's just say that your mental state and your emotional state is aligned. Everything is cool, everything is good. the Lotus is still going to merge within you, but you have more control of it than it has more control over you. So yeah, it's kind of, to me, it's kind of complex because I'm still like learning more about my power system. And I'll be completely honest with you, I don't have my power system all the way figured out. I don't, because there's new stuff that I come up with it for and things like that. But what I just said is the basis of Lotus energy and things like that. And you can also, if you like practice your Lotus energy and things like that, of like the Lotus energy control or whatever, you could eventually do Lotus arts, which are a completely different thing that I'm not going to get into, but you will see Lotus arts in Vol.2. Just to throw that out there. And they are very unique, very unique. It's a few characters actually that you're going to see use them. It's one of them in this chapter actually. Or is it just one of them this chapter? I'm sorry, I'm trying to think. I think it is just one. Yes, it's just one person who uses. No, I take that back. It's actually two. Two people uses a Lotus art in this chapter. Sketchbook release would be dope if you ever wanted to do it. I actually would do it. Hey, do you want to sell your volumes? Oh, my volumes are already kind of in store with the print on demand service that I use. The stores have the ability to actually buy my volume, so I'm pretty sure it's probably in store somewhere. I just haven't actually looked for real, if I could be honest with you. Where's the protagonist and the current events of the story? I cannot say right now. Well, uh, you technically see him right here, but I cannot give that information out, unfortunately. I don't want to spoil anything. You'll just have to wait to see when Vol.2 release. I forgot, how did I have it? I did that completely wrong. I really need a new hardware setup. I am running a 10-year-old computer, and I'm very surprised it's able to run like this, streaming and drawing on a big file at that with a lot of things. We're just doing this job though. And what else I can do? Copy and paste. Put that down. Copy and paste again. And redo that one more time. Just let me save just in case Clip Studio wants to close out on me as it did before. Let me see, how long have I been streaming for? Let's see. Oh, 18 minutes, ain't bad. I feel like I made some progress. I just gotta do this katana and really just add details on them and stuff, and then I can do the background another day. I may do the background off stream though, because I know for a fact I'm going to be struggling with that background. Copy, paste. What inspired you to make this story? What inspired the framework, the characters, and what have you taken this story and what are the themes of the story? That is a lot. As I said before in my last stream, uh, what really inspired me was my favorite anime slash manga of all time, Hunter x Hunter. Togashi Sensei, if you ever watching this, which I highly doubt you ever would watch this, but it'd be cool if you did. I just want to say thank you so much. Like for real, you inspired me so much to make a story, specifically at a time in my life where I had a lot of stuff going on. And your story helped me, honestly, and I want to do the same for other people. Let's see what inspired the framework. Hunter x Hunter, and a lot of other anime and manga as well, but mainly Hunter x Hunter, of course. The characters and you said the characters and where you taking the story. So the characters in the beginning of Radiant Lotus, before it was even named Radiant Lotus. And you know what? I might as well give y'all a backstory. Fuck it, let's do it. So, long time ago, let's say how many years ago was that? Hmm, 16 years ago? No, maybe six. Not 16. I say 16. Yeah, I think it is 16 years ago. Yeah, so 16 years ago. um, I used to make a lot of, stories and stuff, and around that time, or was that? Hold on, I'm really trying to debate. Was that really 16 years ago? Because I feel like my math is off. Y'all give me a second. It's my brain. It's not brain. Uh, yeah, I was right. 16 or it was either 16 or 17 years ago because it was 2010 or 2009. I used to make a lot of stories and stuff like that. And it was one story. The first one was called The Adventures of Tasha. I believe, yes, that was the first. it's funny, it's funny to think about it now after all these years. But yeah, it was basically a manga about a wolf. Her name was Tasha. It was like a snake. I forgot the snake name. Like spider, like basically like a bunch of animals, like mythical creatures and stuff like that. And Tasha was like, she was just going on these adventures and stuff. That's basically what it was. Then it was another character. If my old friend, if you ever watch this, Jordan, if you ever watch this, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say this character name. You already know. It was this character. Her name was Sora. And yes, I kind of ripped off the name from Kingdom Hearts because I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan. Um, her name was Sora, and she was a phoenix. And she was like a royal princess or whatever the case may be, and stuff like that. One day, her father had got murdered by the Thunderbird because Sora's brother, he was jealous of her and stuff like that because she was the next prodigy and basically the queen of the fire dimension was where she was from and stuff like that. So her brother had basically conspired with the the Thunderbird. The Thunderbird and the brother fused together and basically destroyed the fire dimension. But Sora's father taught her this technique. This it sounds so stupid now that I'm saying it again, but this is when I was like 10, 9 years old. Um, he taught her this technique to do something, and then he basically like sent her to another dimension or whatever the case. And that name of the series is called Utaria. Jordan, again, if you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. And in Utaria, it was a war going on with animals and humans and things like that. And like every so often, a wormhole will appear, right? And some mythical creatures will come out, like dragons, phoenixes, unicorns, whatever. Like these things would just appear. Some of them was evil, some of them were, nice, and they wanted to help out and stuff because they understand, what's going on or whatever. So the humans, they just wanted to basically experiment and, do stuff to these animals and things like that. Basically, just corrupt them and use them for their own gain, which low key, let's be honest, we already do that anyway, in a sense. I'm just saying that, throw that out there, because I look at a lot of things from a lot of lenses, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to show the dark side of humans, I guess, in that story. But yeah, that was that story or whatever. Then the final story, it was called The Adventures of Yasha. Now, that is the prototype. That is the prototype of Radiant Lotus, everyone. It's called The Adventures of Yasha, and his name was Yasha before Shen. I remember, I think I probably have a old, very old, when I say very old, I mean very old design of Shin when he was Yasha and things. He looked completely different to how he looks now. And I know for a fact this in one of these sketchbooks I have over here. But his story, it changed a lot. First, wow, it's just crazy that I remember all of this. Like it's insane. But first, why does it keep doing that, man? Still gotta close up these edges. Okay, so the first story, the Adventures of Yasha before it turns into Radiant Lotus, but it's another one before Radiant Lotus. Yasha, he was training in his village, on the outskirts of his village and stuff like that, and he heard a bomb go off in the village. So he rushed over. His brother, which his name was Yin, Yin, Yin from Radiant Lotus. His name was Yin. And Yin basically, he got corrupted by something and turned evil or whatever the case. So the two began to fight or whatever. And like something had happened. I'm trying to remember everything, but something had happened. And I think it was like a artifact or something that Yin used or was using, and then it shattered into like 1,000,000,000 shards or whatever. I can't remember the actual number I said back then. I think it probably was a million because I was a kid. Kids kind of exaggerate sometimes on a lot of things when it comes to like creativity and stuff. But yeah, and that I know exactly where I got that from because yeah, in Yasha, I got that from that. And Yin had told Yasha, if you want to find me, get stronger. If you want to kill me, get stronger. And he disappeared. And yeah, that was the first premise of Radiant Lotus, which was the Adventures of Yasha. Then I had stopped drawing for a long time. I went to college. It was 2019. I remember. I think it was either in March or February. I I was watching Hunter x Hunter again because I haven't watched anime. I wasn't playing video games like that. Like I was really trying to find myself again because I lost myself. And I rewatched Hunter x Hunter and I cried. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. I cried like a lot through that anime. And it just opened up my eyes to like, dang, this is some really good stuff right here. And also I wanna make something like this again. Because, I haven't like created anything in a very long time at the time or whatever. So I was like, okay. So I end up started, I drew something for the first time. I remember I had got the line paper, right? And I was just drawing. Like I literally looked up, I think it was Gara. I actually have it on my page on Instagram. It's the first post ever that I posted if y'all ever want to go look at it. And I had did a drawing of Gara and I surprised myself because I was like, whoa, for someone who hasn't drawn anything in a very long time, you did a very good job. So the next one I think it was Miriam from Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, it was most definitely him from Hunter x Hunter. I think I still have it in that notebook. I believe I still have that notebook to this day. It's somewhere in my college bin, somewhere over there. I gotta look. If I don't have it, I know for a fact it's on my Instagram. Then after that, I was just drawing random stuff. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I ended up buying a sketchbook. I still have that sketchbook to this day. It's actually over here on my dresser. I still have it to this day. And that's when I drew Killua, which I think I either posted. I think I posted that on my Instagram. If I did not, I think I archived it or whatever. But yeah, I just started back drawing again and I fell in love with it and stuff like that. And I got me another sketchbook. Like I used to fill up sketchbooks left and right like it was nothing. I used to just draw so much. Like I have so many sketchbooks. Like before I even went digital, I was just sketching, draw, sketch, draw. I was just drawing everything. So during that time, after the Adventures of Yasha, Lotus, that was the next phase of Radiant Lotus before I came next. I changed the name from Yasha to Shin. His design still looked the same from the Adventures of Yasha, but kind of different. The premise of the story, if I remember correctly, is I still, where's that binder? It was right here. I have a binder of when I was like doing the actual manga for like it's back then I didn't have no digital stuff. I was like a traditional artist, so I was just doing what I had to do. The artist ass, I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you because someone back then who did not study anatomy or anything, I was just YOLOing the shit and it looks horrible. But um I started drawing it and stuff like that. The premise of the story, if I remember, their father, which I'm not gonna say his name because the name is actually gonna come about in Radiant Lotus. And don't worry, it's not a father or anything. It's a character who's very important to the story. I don't want to say the name because you're gonna see him super soon, actually. Um, his father basically abandoned Shin and Yin, or whatever the case may be. And what was I going to say? He did that because both of them were weak. He wanted power. He wanted his sons to be stronger than him to take over whatever the case he was gonna do. So he left them out in the woods. He beat them badly, like on the brink of death. He literally beat them, and he just left them for dead. But some people they found Shin and Yin or whatever, and they took him back to the village, this one village or whatever the case, and they were nursed back to health by this character, which I'm not going to say who this character was, but she was basically, in a sense, in that story, she was like a Hami in a sense, if that makes sense. And yeah, and Shin, he wanted to figure out why his father abandoned him and stuff like that. So he wanted to find his father to just ask that question, like, why did you abandon us? Why did you do this to me? Because out of Shin and Yin in that story, um, Shin was his favorite, the father's favorite. He favored Shin more than Yin or whatever. So, he just wanted to know, like, why did you do that? Like what was the purpose? You know? And Yin, he wanted to kill him because of all the stuff that, he put him through. He wanted to just kill him and get rid of him. So, yeah, there's that. That was just, yeah, that for that, I guess. And what else? Oh, and then we got Ready and Lotus, which, if you have read it, you already know what Ready and Lotus is about. So, boom. I just changed up some of the premise or whatever to fit the story. And yeah, that's a little lore about Von Ryu and slash ArtByVonn. That was actually a good question. I'm glad you asked that. I was able to go back down a memory lane and just re-experience, the old stuff back then. And I have many more stories that I would like to tell as well. I have one shots that's coming out pretty soon if I really just like dedicate the time and effort and energy to do it. Because sometimes I stand in my own way, if I could be honest with you. And that's just a me problem that I have to just do better on. Just that good shit. I'm glad you think so. I'm glad you think so. I may have to end the stream because I can tell on my end this computer is fighting for his life. I hear the fan and everything, but let me save it just in case it does want to quit out because it did it before. But I'm gonna keep going. How long have I been streaming? 34 minutes. Okay, let's see if I can do probably 40 because I do want to at least, get this done if I can. The world needs Winnie Carter. Oh yeah, that I ain't even gonna lie. I put that on pause. Like ever since I started production on Radiant Lotus, a lot of things just went on halt. I was like, I want to make sure Radiant Lotus is taken care of, and do what I gotta do. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I was really itching. Like when I say itching, I was literally itching to draw Radiant Lotus. I wanted to do the next volume as soon as possible. Because I was seeing how my art was evolving. I was like, yes, I have to capture this now. It's like, man, I cannot wait for you guys to read volume 2. To me, a lot of the art and panels are way, way better than volume 1, if I can be honest with you. The streets need me saying when Carter gonna save everybody. LOL. I forgot to draw this dude's shoe. I'm just over here in mangaka mode and just talking and like Fanta wait. It's gonna be wait, hold on. One color okay, I read that. It's gonna be such a big jump in quality. It is like Phantom Blood to Battle Tendency. I'm glad you said that. Low key, I ain't even gonna lie. Something like that for sure. It's just I ain't gonna lie every day. I try to draw every day, but some days I just don't draw. I'm just being realistic. And I just gotta do better at that. You know, I gotta do better at that because I do wanna have some type of stuff out for my supporters. I really do. Because without y'all, I would not probably be doing this, if I have to be honest with you. And also, I do want to shout out the people who did purchase my volume. I appreciate y'all, man, for real, because y'all could have just said, man, it ain't finna better, but y'all really showed y'all support. And I mess with that. I mess with that heavy. I just want to say I appreciate y'all. And volume 2 and onward. You have my words. Mark my words. is going to be way better than volume one. Each volume is going to surpass the other. And that's a promise I'm going to keep. Most definitely. I'm going to keep that. Because I want y'all to see the artistic evolution of, Radiant Lotus and Art by Vaughn. I want to be able to inspire other people who probably do want to make manga, but they scared to. I was scared once upon a time. I was deep in my head about it all the time, but now I just say fuck it. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? Just do it. Don't hold yourself back, because at the end of the day, the only person who's gonna hold you back is yourself. You have to keep going. Like, you got to keep doing it, because if you see the vision, if you see the stuff that you want to do, then do it. Because if you're not gonna do it, who is gonna do it? You know. So just put your best foot forward. You don't gotta be super hard on yourself. Just make sure it's something that you enjoy and you're having fun doing it. That's all that matters. Because I know I have fun every time I draw my series. Even though sometimes I'd be like, oh, I gotta draw this page, or I gotta draw this panel or whatever. I still enjoy the process. Because it's just insane to see, like, dang, this is something I actually created. And I feel like that's worth it. And especially if there's other people out there in the world who enjoy it as well, I mean, that's a bonus. And I appreciate all the people you know, who bought Radiant Lotus Volume 1. I really appreciate that. And the younger me, I can tell he is very happy and satisfied with that. And he cannot wait to see more. Just like the rest of y'all. I know y'all can't wait. And it's going to be coming real soon. I'm going to make sure all the panels and stuff look good to my liking and to the quality that, you know, I want, especially for y'all. So again, I do appreciate y'all like 1000%. No, not 1,000, infinity. It was worth the purchase. I appreciate that. What's this? No, that's the katana. I need to put that down. And we'll just go over this with a white line so it can stand out some. I feel like this stream I was just talking a lot. And typically I don't talk as much, especially in real life. I really just be chilling, just minding my business, like not really in the way. So I really enjoy speaking to a lot of y'all on here. Shoot, that's right. I'm gonna get a sign an auction for a meal or something. I mean, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. If it ever, if it ever does, when not if, when it becomes big, hey, I wouldn't be mad at it. Well, if I could just get rid of some of that, make it stand up. Yeah, yeah, just go in with this. Now it's just the background I gotta do next. But I'm probably gonna save that for another day because that is gonna take me a minute. Mm-mm-mm. Oops. Mm-mm-mm. Skin, that's right. All right. So that's gonna be that for the stream. I hope I'm not super loud. I feel like I'm super loud. Let me kind of turn myself down because I'm looking at the stuff and kind of super loud. Okay, that might be way better. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys wanna, check out Radiant Lotus, you can click the link in my bio. If you're on my YouTube, if you're on Twitch, just go to my social media, which is ArtByVonn, as you can see on the bottom left corner of the where the the bottom left corner on the overlay. Just you can see me on TikTok or Instagram, and just click the link in my bio, and you're able to get Radiant Lotus Vol.1, or you can, you know, um, read it for free. I saved this already. So, mm, I'm going to be drawing. We're finishing Yin probably next stream. So today is Friday. I may stream later tonight, depending on how I'm feeling to finish this. So yeah, what else? I want to thank everybody who came into the stream on my Twitch and YouTube. I appreciate everyone. Your support is greatly appreciated, like for real. And people in the future, if you're watching this, I appreciate you as well for staying all the way until the end. If you like what you see, leave a like, comment, and follow me and subscribe for more videos and stuff like that. And trying to see what else. Hmm. Oh, I want to shout out to all of my art mutuals on Instagram and TikTok. I I fuck with all of y'all. Y'all cool. Y'all show that support, and same here because I want to see everybody win. Especially, I feel like I'm gonna butcher his name, but I know you're gonna watch the stream later. His name is I'm finna butcher this man's name, and I don't want to. Shout out to Mukamura Sama. I think that's how you say it. Shout him. I said shout him out. Go to his page and show love. You know what I'm saying? He has a series that he's working on called Psychic Homie, and he should be streaming later on today, probably like around 4 or 5 o'clock. So, yeah, go check him out. He's on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc., etc., and just show him love because he's a really dope artist and a dope creator, and he has shown a lot of support to me. I ain't even gonna lie. So yeah, so make sure you go show love to him, and yeah, that's that's it. I see you guys in the next stream, which might be later on tonight. If not, it may be tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to aim for tonight so we can finish out this piece right.